Chapter 11. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Give a portion to 7, and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. If the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. And if the tree fall toward the south or toward the north, in the place where the tree falleth, there it shall be. He that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the clouds shall not reap. As thou knowest not what is the way of the Spirit, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of God who maketh all. In the morning sow thy seed, and in the evening withhold not thine hand. For thou knowest not whether shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they shall both be alike good. Truly the light is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man live many years, and rejoice in them all, and yet let him remember the days of darkness, for they shall be many. All that cometh is vanity. Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thy heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart, and in the sight of thine eyes. But know thou that all these things God will bring thee, that for all these things God will bring thee into judgment. Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. Here we have some more proverbs. Good advice in some cases of things, but they're images that the Hebrews love to have. Now I want you to think about this for a second. This is verse 1. Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days. Can you imagine what a piece of bread would look like if you threw it out on a lake or in a river and then you found it several days later? It wouldn't look much like it was fit to eat. It doesn't mean that you're supposed to take bread and throw it on the waters. What it means is take the substance that you need to live on and commit it to God. For thou shalt find it after many days. God will make recompense to you for the good that you do. It says, give a portion to 7 and also to 8, for thou knowest not what evil shall be upon the earth. In other words, share what you've got. You have no idea what evil there might be upon the earth that those 7 or those 8 might be willing to help you with. Worthwhile to have friends because you share with people. Verse 3, if the clouds be full of rain, they empty themselves upon the earth. Gee, that should be hard to figure out, right? What it's saying is if you can observe something, if you can see something that's really obvious, then just accept it. That's the way it's going to be. I mean, think about this. And if a tree fall toward the south or the north, in the place where it falleth, there it shall be. In other words, some things are going to be the way they look. Just accept that. There's no mystery to that. None whatsoever. You don't have to worry about that. If the tree's going to fall to the south, it's going to fall to the south. Just stay out of the way. Let it fall. Let it do its thing. Verse 4, he that observeth the wind shall not sow, and he that regardeth the cloud shall not reap. And what he's talking about here is there are people who will only work when things are perfect. He that observeth the wind, in other words, he that's worried that if he throws the seed out, in those days they used to carry a bag and they'd reach into the bag with a hand, pick up some seed and cast it out onto the field. And if the wind would come up and blow, the seed would not go exactly where you wanted it to, and some areas would have a little bit more than other areas. Some areas wouldn't have very much. And if you're worried about that, you got to wait until it's perfect. Then you're not likely to do it. You shall not sow. And if you're looking at the rain, oh, it's got to be perfect, then chances are you're not going to make a harvest because the clouds will come by, and you should be out harvesting, getting what you can. If it's going to rain, you might as well get what you can get. As thou knowest not what is in the way of the Spirit, verse 5, nor how the bones do grow in the womb of her that is with child, even so thou knowest not the works of God who maketh all. Just go ahead and do it. In the morning sow thy seed. Sometimes that's where it's windiest. In the evening withhold not thy hand. Keep doing it. For thou knowest not whether it shall prosper, either this or that, or whether they both shall be alike good. Do the work. Just do the work. Truly the light, sunshine, is sweet, and a pleasant thing it is for the eyes to behold the sun. But if a man live many years and rejoice in them all, yet let him remember the days of darkness. He's not talking about days of death or darkness, but days when he can't work. For they shall be many. There will be days when he can't do it because there'll be storm. What did you do in those times? How did you make those worthwhile? Did you spend them with your family? Did you spend them planning to make your farm a more productive place? Did you wind up sharing advice with somebody or getting some from somebody else so that you knew how to do a better job? Rejoice, O young man, in thy youth, and let thine heart cheer thee in the days of thy youth, and walk in the ways of thine heart. In other words, do the things that young men do. And do the things that are in your heart and in the sight of your eyes, but know thou, be wise. Okay? For all these things God will bring thee into judgment. In other words, do whatever seems good to you, but remember that God will judge you on the basis of those things that you do. Therefore remove sorrow from thy heart, and put away evil from thy flesh, for childhood and youth are vanity. So basically what he's saying is, don't be foolish in your childhood and in your youth. Do things that you enjoy, do things that are fun to do, but don't be foolish or vain.